In the heart of the Galactic Commerce Collective, GCC, an alliance of over 100 advanced species, order reigns supreme. For centuries, this coalition has maintained interstellar peace through meticulous diplomacy, rigid regulations, and reliance on data-driven predictions. But beneath this facade of harmony lies a secret threat that the GCC has struggled to contain, a shadowy underground organization known as the Evernight Syndicate. Rumored to specialize in destabilizing economies, smuggling contraband, and executing sabotage, the Syndicate is ruthless, adaptable, and beyond the reach of the GCC's traditional methods. Amid the alien whispers and failed investigations, humanity arrives as a fresh, unpredictable player. Recognized for their stubborn resilience, intuition, and flexibility, humans are both feared and respected by their alien peers. And in the eyes of the GCC, they are perhaps the coalition's last hope in solving the mystery of the Evernight Syndicate. Captain John Mercer, a decorated officer with a knack for unconventional problem-solving, is tasked with leading a diverse team into the depths of Syndicate territory. With him are Dr. Amina Hayward, a brilliant alien psychologist, and Officer Kellen Royce, a former engineer known for his adaptability and quick thinking. As they uncover the Syndicate's plans, they discover that the Syndicate's influence is far more pervasive than anyone imagined, capable of toppling the very foundations of the GCC. In the GCC, each species fills a unique niche, contributing to the well-oiled machine that is the Alliance. The Yulari, a hive-minded species renowned for their precision in logistics and trade. They operate as living supercomputers, perfectly suited to maintain the complex web of trade routes across the GCC. But their reliance on patterns and rigidity leaves them vulnerable to unpredictable threats. The Zarath, amphibious beings whose crystalline minds perceive reality in scientifically compartmentalized layers. The Zarath are responsible for much of the galaxy's technological advancements, yet their linear thinking struggles with deception and subtleties. The Chirin, plant-based entities with meditative minds that excel in environmental sciences and diplomacy. The Chirin prefer caution over confrontation, which has prevented them from effectively countering the Syndicate's growing influence. The Oryxians, a recently integrated species known for their powerful telekinetic abilities. Oryxians are extremely disciplined, almost to the point of fault, and struggle to adapt to anything outside of their highly organized traditions. The Nari, a recently discovered race of nomadic, shape-shifting beings who are elusive and wary of organized society. Known for their ability to mimic the appearance of other species, the Nari have a troubled history with the GCC, preferring freedom over alliances. Though they rarely interact with other species, their skills in stealth and infiltration are unparalleled. Humanity, however, is seen as a wild card. They defy the GCC's traditional frameworks with their reliance on intuition, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. They're unpredictable, often using hunches and insights that seem absurd to other species, but yield impressive results. And while many in the GCC look down on this primitive approach, humanity's methods quickly prove essential in an unpredictable galaxy. Arriving at the Ulari-controlled trade hub Argos 9, Captain Mercer's team immediately senses something is amiss. Dr. Hayward pores over months of trade data, spotting small, irregular gaps that suggest tampering. They're cloaking their operations, she tells Mercer. These aren't just random shifts, they're planning something big. Meanwhile, Officer Royce befriends a Zarath engineer, Vexar, who reveals that several unidentified ships have been docking at the station at strange intervals, always bearing modified insignias of Oryxian origin. Royce finds the modified insignias odd and theorizes that the Syndicate may have found a way to deceive the GCC's security systems by posing as authorized vessels from respected species. As the investigation progresses, the humans discover an encrypted file hidden within the GCC's communication network. Deciphering it, they find a cryptic message with a single line: "The harvest moon is upon us." The phrase, Dr. Hayward recalls, has appeared in underworld lore and is linked to cosmic events capable of amplifying telekinetic abilities, a cosmic event known as the Celestial Convergence. Captain Mercer realizes the scope of what they're up against when he learns that the Oryxians' own government has recently come under fire from a rogue faction called the Aetherborn, rumored to oppose the GCC's rules. Though most Oryxians dismiss this group as idealistic extremists, intelligence suggests the Etherborn might have been in contact with the Evernight Syndicate, both seeking to overthrow traditional power structures. After covertly reaching out, the humans managed to arrange a meeting with a disillusioned Oryxian, Rin Axel, who sympathizes with humanity's approach. Rin warns them that the Syndicate's plan isn't just to disrupt the GCC, but to plunge it into chaos. According to Rin, the Evernight Syndicate has already begun manipulating economic systems across several trade hubs, triggering shortages of critical resources. They believe the galaxy's obsession with order makes us weak, Rin admits, his voice filled with both dread and admiration. They're willing to tear down the GCC to prove it. Rin provides a chilling warning. During the upcoming celestial convergence, the Syndicate plans to use a massive device called the Singularity Beacon. This device, activated at the convergence's peak, will amplify energy flows across the region, giving them control over communications and even gravitational fields. The power unleashed could cripple the entire GCC and destabilize core systems. Armed with this knowledge, Mercer's team devises a trap. They broadcast details of a high-stakes auction to draw Syndicate members out of hiding, offering up a fictional resource, Arcanite crystals, that could supposedly enhance telekinetic powers. Knowing the Syndicate's tactics, Dr. Hayward prepares false records and misleading reports, saturating the network with fragmented data that would force the Syndicate to take the bait. As expected, several operatives converge on Argus 9, including a mysterious Niari figure named Kael'thrax. Royce is tasked with tailing him, hoping to uncover the Syndicate's inner workings. Kael'thrax notices him and initiates a tense chase through the chaotic marketplace. Royce barely escapes capture, but not before overhearing Kael'thrax murmur a strange code. Convergent 7, Darkfall Initiate. Meanwhile, Hayward secures an unexpected ally in Nirakesh, a Kiran diplomat stationed at the auction site. Sensing the significance of the humans' operation, Nira provides access to diplomatic communications, revealing that several systems have already reported unusual energy fluctuations. The humans realize that these fluctuations aren't random. They are strategically placed energy anchors, crucial components for activating the Singularity Beacon. The human team confronts Rin with their findings, and he admits the scope of Draxon's plan. Under the Syndicate's influence, the Etherborn intend to use the Singularity Beacon to sever all telepathic links within the Oryxian society, dismantling their unified mental network. If successful, the disruption could cripple the Oryxian government, making them ripe for takeover by Etherborn loyalists. "We are dealing with more than rebellion," Rin says gravely. "This is sedition at the highest level." The celestial convergence begins, casting the sector in eerie, pulsating lights. Captain Mercer's team infiltrates the Syndicate's hidden base on the rogue moon Vorin, which orbits close to the GCC's central trade routes. They discover the Singularity Beacon, an ominous device that hums with latent energy, awaiting the convergence's full alignment. As Mercer's team fights their way through Syndicate operatives, Rin confronts Draxon, leader of the Etherborn and mastermind behind the Syndicate scheme. Draxon mocks the GCC's adherence to order, declaring that he's returning freedom to the galaxy. In a final standoff, Rin pleads for Draxon to reconsider. "You're not liberating us," Rin insists. "You're tearing our world apart." Unmoved, Draxon activates the Singularity Beacon's final sequence, triggering the energy buildup that threatens to destabilize nearby star systems. Just as the beacon's gravitational field intensifies, Officer Royce manages to disrupt its main power conduit. Dr. Hayward uses a stolen Syndicate communicator to send an emergency broadcast, signaling nearby ships to initiate evacuations. With time running out, Rin takes a final desperate gamble. Focusing his own telekinetic energy, amplified by the convergence, he creates a barrier around the beacon's core, delaying its collapse long enough for Mercer's team to escape. As the convergence reaches its peak, Rin releases a final, powerful pulse that disrupts the beacon, causing it to implode harmlessly in space. In the aftermath, the Evernight Syndicate's network is shattered, and its remaining operatives are captured. While some in the GCC mourn the losses caused by Draxon's rebellion, many are grateful for the resilience and ingenuity shown by humanity. For the first time, the GCC acknowledges that humanity's approach, intuitive, unpredictable, and flexible, isn't a weakness. It is a strength that makes them invaluable allies in a galaxy constantly teetering on the edge of chaos. As Captain Mercer reflects on their victory, he watches as alien leaders embrace humanity's presence as protectors and partners, guardians of the galaxy's delicate balance. Order might be the backbone of the galaxy, Mercer says, smiling, but it seems humanity was meant to keep it alive.